California gubernatorial candidate, I could say frontrunner, Katie Porter, is taking major flack for this interview. She derailed over a question about Trump voters. Watch.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election? Yes.
So she then later tries to storm out of the interview.
I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters. Okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
So let's bring in former White House press secretary, press office chief of staff, and former Biden White House advisor, Yemisi Egbewole. Yemisi, great to see you again. How damaging was this interview to the front runner in the gubernatorial race?
I mean, I think it was incredibly damaging because it showed that she can't answer simple questions. When you're the front runner, you have a target on your back and everything you do is highly criticized. So for her to have an issue with such a simple question, I mean, I think it gives people a little bit of pause.
Yemisi, the other thing was the question. What are you going to do to win over 40% of the vote? I want to make sure that I had this right. The top 2 front runners in the primary, you could be 2 Democrats or 2 Republicans. Those who face off. You do have to win over Republican votes. So she even had that wrong.
Yeah, no Democrat running this year, the next, or up to 2028 should take their eye off the ball when looking at the majority of the electorate. Your focus shouldn't just be on the voters that are easy to win. I mean, she almost had it right there when she said, look, I represent Orange County, I represent a large swath that isn't a deep blue pocket. But then she totally veered off. And to say, I'm me, to have that kind of ego on camera, I mean, it's incredibly damaging.
Do you think she's the best candidate?
No, I don't think she's the best candidate, and I think that this showed it. I mean, I really, really hope that the other candidates take this opportunity. I know a lot of them have used this time to film very simple answers to this very simple question. I really hope that their teams really jump on this opportunity to hop into the race. I think it's competitive.
Absolutely. So I think she's up by 5 to 7, but it's early. Here's with Katie Porter. She had this reputation anyway, but look at this meltdown that she had on a staffer. Watch.
And the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't make the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
You were once on a big staff. Is that the way you like to be treated?
No, I think somebody also needs to tell her when she's on camera. Look, she came to Congress with a whiteboard and a dream, and it appears that when she does not have that whiteboard, she does not know how to operate.
Let's go talk about David Hogg. He's making his first endorsement since he was kicked out of the Democratic leadership. And he's endorsing, he says, he's endorsing using his $20 million to endorse a 33-year-old named Donovan McKinney. How do you feel about him taking on incumbents?
Well, I think David Hogg and his PAC, Leaders We Deserve, hasn't given us a leader that we deserve whatsoever. I mean, he's run 3 candidates, 2 have lost, and not in a landslide, crushing blows. And it's doing a disservice to the young folks who really want to further their political career. I mean, when you take a loss, it sets you back a bit. And if he had any kind of congressional experience, mind you, to the viewers at home, David Hogg has never worked in Congress. And so you have somebody advising folks who doesn't even have the experience that he's trying to get you in the position for. It's really, really tough here to see how he maintains success over a long period of time.
I don't know who's donating money to him. If success leaves clues, if you look at the approval rating of the Kentucky governor, if you see the approval rating of the Democratic governor of Pennsylvania, and you see the success Matt Mahan is having in San Jose and Daniel Lurie in San Francisco, these are Democrats, but they seem to be rational Democrats. Is that the road that you would like to see your party take?
I mean, words to my heart, Brian. Yes, folks like Andy Beshear who stay right down the middle and who try to appeal to a broad swath of people. Democrats are in a rebuilding period. When you sit in the minority, you don't get to have an attitude like Katie Porter and act like you're above folks. Right. We have to win voters here.
Nobody should have her attitude. Yemisi, you don't. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.